It worked out so well yesterday over on Quattro Colinas that I thought we'd come back today with the same concept, but on a different map. And if you didn't catch yesterday's video, the basic concept was that we know with the upcoming Reventuli Coast update, there's going to be a pop reset for, I believe, every map except for Silver Ridge Peaks. And basically, what I wanted to do was get out on some of our single player maps and check and see if there's anything special waiting on us that would otherwise get wiped away with those population resets. And over on Quattro, we ended up getting a max weight diamond road deer and a diamond Bathides ibex. So I thought we'd come to our Te Awaroa single player and kind of see if we could have a similar result. And I know it might not look like much, but a gold Seeker deer to start with at level 4 and a 164 is not half bad. We've been kind of off and on grinding for an albino gold Seeker deer, and a lot of times I don't even get one that big in a full run, so starting off with that, I'll take that as a positive. It kind of is a rare opportunity as well. It's not all that often that we get to just kind of hunt and not worry about trying to get respawns, at least in the sense that, technically speaking, if we're in single player, it's ideal to use something like the 308 or maybe the M1 and try to take as many Seeker deer or whatever we're hunting as possible to get more respawns for the next time that we're out. But because there's a reset coming, there's not a whole lot of point in doing that unless we're coming back again before that happens, and I'm not so sure we will. So we can just kind of take a weapon like the 7mm Empress and just enjoy using that and not have to worry about the fact that it is a single shot weapon. But as for that guy, just a spotted double 3. I was pretty sure he was spotted, but wanted to make sure that wasn't the red spotted fur type. Just a 121.2 silver. Now we're probably not going to see a whole lot of the same species back to back, because the concept here isn't necessarily to be thorough about one particular species, it's to be thorough checking the entire map. So we'll maybe check some of the best spots for Seeker deer, some of the best spots for fallow deer, ideally by the end some of the best spots for everything, although we're definitely not going to get to every single location. So as it is a shared drink time, fallow deer and Seeker deer both drink roughly 9 to 12. I wanted to get out and check on some of the fallow as well, and this guy's definitely not half bad, up to 240s in the estimate, 225.5. Honestly, as a 91 kg, that's not bad. I've seen level 5s in that area. I think I've seen level 5s lower than that, in fact. Pretty solid buck. I mean, that technically has a chance of being something. Probably one of the only times it's ever been good to not have my scope equipped on the 22. Light brown level 2 with a max weight estimate. And by the way, you might have noticed a little bit of framiness there when we took that shot. It seems as though my GPU is slowly dying, so I'm hoping to have a fix for that before the new map comes out. As for now, trying our best to deal with that. 4.4 scoring light brown, so not quite a diamond level 2. By the way, I'm sure it's probably fairly obvious, but that is the reason that our graphic settings are significantly lower than normal. Just trying to get it to run at 60 FPS has been a bit of a struggle, so I think less than a week of this and we'll have everything solved. Now that is kinda neat. I believe that Leucistic Chamois were made, maybe not properly rare, but at least a bit more rare. Probably around the Mississippi update when all the fur types kind of got changed and I believe generally fixed. A couple of them I'm maybe not as much in agreement with, specifically like the light brown gobbler that we just shot a moment ago, but they actually do lift their head when drinking. I didn't know that. A lot of species at some point, there was a, I don't even know what update, maybe the AR update? I think it was. Made it to where they don't lift their head when drinking, and it makes it tough for those frontal angles to get a shot into the chest cavity, but fortunately Chamois do, and that, at least I think, has a fair chance of being a leucistic gold female, and I'm not actually sure what to do about that. We have a melanistic gold female, which scored better than what this one's going to score, but I want to say we shot it when they were more common. We'll have to see about that, but I think that's at least a lot more significant than it used to be finding Leucistic Chamois. Definitely not a bad deal. Got some decent hooks on it for a female chamois as well. It is a gold at 48.3, so made it by just about 2. Almost messed that up as well. 179 meters just at the bottom of the lung. I mean, we'll tax that maybe for the second lodge or something like that. I feel like, and I don't know anything about chamois in real life, but the amount of chamois you see gathered at some of the lakes here, I'm assuming they're not strictly solo creatures. A chamois multi-mount could be a cool thing to have in the future. Now that has potential as well. I don't know where that just came from. Maybe down the mountain to the right of us there? Technically Diamond is 58, I think. So I'd like to at least take him just in case. It looks to be the Honeytone's fur type, but there's no shot angle in there at all. If we could get him to turn, or even at that, it says he's nervous. You know, the most likely thing is probably that he spooked from the other lake when we shot Leucistic, and it probably ran up and around. So that's gonna spook everything up here by the tower, which is a little unfortunate, but something that actually is a shot I think it is worth it for. Close as well at 55.6, almost 60 kg, so he's kind of in that area where it could have been possible. And he was the Honeytone's fur type as well, which at least we finally did get a diamond of. There probably are some chamois on the far side that didn't spook. Apparently there's even some still hanging around right in here, but at least I think we won't have to be as cautious getting up into the tower. I was gonna mention as well before the level 4 showed up and surprised us, I did go and check the spreadsheet, and at least according to that, Leucistic Chamois are in the rare category, whereas Melanistic and Albino were considered very rare, so technically maybe not the most rare thing, but I would say, at least based on that, definitely far more rare than they used to be. Interesting how that worked out with the stick kind of going through its neck, but just a little bonus chamois to mention that about the Leucistic, and I think probably the last thing we're going to do is actually go and try Red Deer drink time. So it's mostly going to be after dark, but you just have to check, I think, when there's the potential for a great one, because we've hunted Tay and shot some Red Deer here and there. You never know what could be out there. And that right there is a fairly decent example. I actually thought it was going to be a level 8, but a max would estimate 7. Fair chance I would say the only Red Deer will shoot while it's still technically light out. We'll go ahead and hit that with the 7mm as we are heading down through the kind of western river area. Definitely not half bad. 209.3. Solid for a level 7 for sure. Double lung there at 230 meters as well from the 7mm. And for what is going to, in all likelihood, be our last kill of the hunt, another max weight estimate level 7. Honestly, I was going to try to go a little bit further into this hunt, but the PC is just struggling to keep up. And I should mention as well, I'm recording this on Friday. This is meant to be Sunday's video. Hopefully the schedule all works out like that. So in theory, maybe only one more Call of the Wild video needs to be recorded on this PC if things go to plan. I guess we'll just kind of have to see how that goes, but I'm hopeful anyway, because seeing the frame struggle even at lower graphic settings is not exactly all that encouraging. But at the very least, despite the difficulties, we did get ourselves a couple of decent Red Deer, and of course our Leucistic Chamois as well, so I think we'll jump back to the second lodge for that. So what is perhaps our first chamois addition to this lodge at all? Nice to get a little Leucistic in here, and there are a bunch of plaques of this size that aren't filled, so definitely a welcome addition in something of that size. But anyway, that is officially going to do it for this video, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.